Hey guys, this is Janila, the person behind Crafty Crochet Castle, and in this beginner friendly tutorial, let's crochet the marshmallow. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe for fun crochet tutorials. This marshmallow is a part of the hot chocolate and marshmallow duo, so make sure to check out the description box below for the link on how to crochet the hot chocolate cup. I've crocheted this marshmallow using two different yarns, so this pattern is really adaptable and you can use any yarn to crochet this project. This little marshmallow is crocheted using worsted weight yarn and a 4.5 mm crochet hook and is about 2 inches tall. And this marshmallow over here is crocheted using burnout blanket yarn and a 7 mm crochet hook and is about 3.5 inches tall. Do let me know in the comments below which yarn you'd prefer the most. To crochet the marshmallow, I'm using yarn in two colors, white and brown. This is worsted weight yarn and 4.5 mm crochet hook. You can use any yarn for this project, but make sure to choose a hook that is 1 or 2 sizes smaller than the recommended hook size for your yarn weight. You would also need scissors, yarn needle, stitch markers. For the eyes, I'm using safety eyes here. This is 8 mm safety eyes. If you're using a bigger yarn, you would need bigger eyes. You can also choose to embroider your eyes instead. You would also need a black yarn and needle to embroider the mouth and polyester fiber fill. The details of these materials are in the description box below. Now let us crochet the marshmallow. This pattern is crocheted from the bottom to the top. To start the pattern, I will do a magic circle. If you prefer not to do a magic circle, you can always do chain 2 and work your round 1 stitches, which is 8 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. Now let me show you how to do a magic circle. Take a yarn like this and wrap it around your 2 fingers and cross it over at the point where the yarn meets. Next, pinch at this point and take this little loop out. Now insert your hook inside the loop, yarn over and bring a loop. This yarn is from the skein end. Now hold everything in place and make sure the loop on the hook is not too loose or not too tight and it's of the correct tension. That is, the hook should be able to move freely. Now yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook. So there we have made our magic circle. This ring is adjustable and we will be working around 1 stitches on these 2 strands of yarn over here. So make sure the loop on the hook is of the correct tension, that is, it's not too loose or not too tight before you begin working on stitches. So now for round 1, I will do 8 single crochet inside the ring. To do a single crochet, I will insert my hook inside the ring, yarn over and bring a loop. So now we have 2 loops on the hook. I will yarn over and pull through both the loops at once. So here we made 1 single crochet. I will do 7 more single crochets here so that we have a total of 8 single crochet for round 1. If you would like to count the total number of stitches, all you have to do is turn your project to the top and you'll notice that we have 2 loops over here that is shaped like a V. Each V is 1 stitch. So once when you have a total of 8 stitches for round 1, hold the stitches with one hand and grab the magic circle tail in the other hand and start pulling the tail. The opening will get smaller and smaller, and when you pull it all the way through, it gets closed. And this is our round 1. For this pattern, we will be working in rounds and I will not be joining at the end of each round with a slip stitch. You can use a stitch marker or a piece of another color yarn to mark the last stitch of each round. By doing so, we can work on the repeat pattern of the round very easily without having to count the total number of stitches in each round. So now let's get started working on round 2. For round 2, I will be doing 2 single crochet in every stitch. This is also called as a single crochet increase. So I will find the very first stitch that we did here, very first single crochet, and I will insert my hook in both the loops over here that is shaped like a V, and then I will do 1 single crochet here and then another single crochet in the same stitch. So this is 2 single crochet in the same stitch, or it's also called as a single crochet increase. Now I will be doing that in all of these stitches over here. This round will have a total of 16 single crochet. So here I am at the last stitch over here. Once when I come to this stitch, I will remove the stitch marker, crochet the stitches for that stitch. So in this case we are doing an increase in every stitch, so I will do 2 single crochet in the last stitch, and then I will place the stitch marker back in the last stitch. So this is how I will be using a stitch marker, and this is how the project will look at the end of round 2. So sometimes when you're working up, the magic circle opening will open up. You can see a tiny opening here. So to close it completely, all you have to do is grab the tail, pull it tight so it is closed, and there's a little tip over here. You can turn your project to the wrong side and secure it with a knot in one of the loops over here. This will prevent the magic circle opening from opening up. To do so, I will take a yarn needle and I will thread the tail in it, and I will pull the tail so it is completely closed, and then I will secure it with a knot in one of the loops in the wrong side. And once when you've done that, you can remove your needle off, and this tail will be on the inside of our project, so we do not have to worry about weaving it in. And this is the little tip to secure the magic circle opening. So now let's continue working on our project. We will be crocheting round 3. For round 3, the repeat pattern is 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So I will be doing a 2 single crochet or an increase in the next stitch, followed by 1 single crochet in the next stitch. So this will be the repeat pattern for the remaining stitches in the round. The repeat pattern is 2 single crochet in the next stitch, followed by a single crochet in the next stitch. So I will work on the repeat pattern here. And after completing the 24th single crochet, I will be joining with a slip stitch in my next stitch to complete the round. To do so, I will insert my hook inside the next stitch, and then I will yarn over, bring a loop through the stitch, and I will bring this loop through the loop on the hook. And now I will place the stitch marker in the slip stitch over here. So this is the end of round 3, and we have a little circle over here. Now let's work on round 4. So to begin this round, I will do a chain 1. This chain 1 does not count as a stitch. For this round, we will be working in the back loop only. Normally, when we are working on a stitch, we will be inserting our hook inside the V over here, that is on both the loops. The loop that is near you, this loop is called as the front loop, and the loop that is away from you is the back loop. For this entire round, I will be inserting my hook in the back loop only. So the pattern for round 4 is a single crochet in the back loop only of every stitch around. So I will insert my hook in the back loop and work 1 single crochet, and I will do that for all the other stitch as well. By working in the back loop only, we have a little ridge that separates the bottom of the marshmallow to the sides of the marshmallow, like this. So now I will continue working on the round. This is round 4, and we have this ridge all the way around over here. Now let's work on round 5. So for round 5, I will be working on both the loops. We did a chain 1 at the beginning of round 4. Make sure to skip that because that does not count as a stitch, and start your first stitch of round 5 on top of the very first single crochet over here. So the pattern for round 5 is 1 single crochet all the way around. So I will insert my hook on top of the first single crochet, and I will work 1 single crochet here, and I will do that all the way around. This is the project at the end of round 5. So now for the next 5 rounds, which is round 6 through 10, I will be following the same pattern. The pattern is 1 single crochet all the way around. Each round will have a total of 24 single crochet. So we will not be joining at the end of the round. So all you have to do is work single crochets in a round for a total of 5 rounds. So I will do this off camera and I will meet you once when I complete round 10. This is how the project looks after completing round 10. Now I will join with a slip stitch in my next stitch to finish off round 10. Now let's begin working on round 11. I will do chain 1 here. This chain 1 does not count as a stitch, and for all the stitches in round 11 we will be working on the back loop only. So the repeat pattern is a back loop only, single crochet 2 together or a single crochet decrease. To do a single crochet 2 together or a decrease in the back loop only, I will be inserting my hook in the back loop only of the next stitch, yarn over, bring a loop. Now I have 2 loops on the hook. I will be inserting my hook in the back loop only of the next stitch, yarn over and bring a loop. So now I have a total of 3 loops on the hook. I will yarn over and pull through all 3 loops at once. So we have taken 2 stitches in the bottom and finished it as 1 stitch. Now I will do a single crochet in the back loop only of the next stitch for the repeat pattern. So these 2 stitches are the repeat pattern for the round. The repeat pattern is a single crochet 2 together or a decrease in the back loop only, followed by a back loop only single crochet in the next stitch. So I will be working this repeat pattern all the way around, and this round will have a total of 16 stitches. So this is how the project will look over here. This ridge separates the top of our marshmallow to the sides. Now let us put a pause to the project over here. To do so, just simply pull the loop on the hook like this and you can remove the hook. And now we can attach eyes to our project. I'm using an 8 mm safety eyes here. You can embroider the eyes as well. So I'll be inserting the eyes in round 8. So to count the rounds, you can start all the way from the bottom over here. This is the first round and this is the second and this is the third. Like that you can count all the way up. So I will be inserting my eyes in round 8 and I will have approximately 3 stitches between both the eyes. I'll be using a hot glue to secure the backs of the safety eyes. Now I'll be embroidering them all using black yarn and needle. Now we can stuff this with polyester fiber fill. So take your polyester fiber fill, break it apart into smaller pieces. This would allow you to shape your project without having bulky spots at certain places. Now let's continue working on the project. This would be my last round for the marshmallow, which is round 12. For this round, I will be working on both the loops and I will do a single crochet decrease or a single crochet 2 together all the way around. So we did a chain 1 at the beginning of round 11. Make sure to skip that chain 1 and begin your decreases right from the top of the very first stitch. Completing the 8th decrease, I will join with a slip stitch in the next stitch and fasten off over here, leaving a long tail. To fasten off, leave a long tail and trim the yarn over here. Next, yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook and bring this tail all the way through and pull this tight to secure it. So there we have completed our marshmallow. Now let us close this opening. To do so, I will thread the tail in a yarn needle. I will insert my hook in the front loop only of all the stitches remaining in the last round. So this loop is the front loop and the loop that is away from you is the back loop. So I will insert my needle only in the front loop like this in all the stitches in this round. Once when you do that, you can grab your tail and pull it. As you pull it, you can see the opening is getting smaller and smaller, and when you pull it completely, it closes. So now we can weave in this tail. I will not be securing it with a knot over here because we do not want the knot to be on top of the plushie over here. So I will just weave it in. To weave it in, I will insert my needle next to the last stitch over here and bring the needle on the inside of our project, like through the stuffing. And then you can pull it out in any random spot. And make sure not to pull it too tight because we do not want our project to lose the shape. So just when you have pulled it enough, you can trim the yarn over here. So there we have completed our marshmallow and we have weaved in all the tails. Now let us crochet the hands. I will be using the same white yarn here. For round 1, I will do a magic circle followed by 6 single crochet inside the ring. You can also do the alternate start, which is chain 2 and work 6 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. After completing 6 single crochet, you can grab the magic circle tail to close the opening, and then we can begin working on round 2. For this pattern also, we'll be working in rounds, and I'm not going to join at the end of each round unless I mention it. You can also use a stitch marker to mark the last stitch of the round. For round 2, I will do 1 single crochet in every stitch around. This round will have a total of 6 single crochet. Make sure to turn your project so that the right side is outside. And now let's work on the last round for the hands, which is round 3. For this round also, I will do 1 single crochet all the way around, and this round will also have a total of 6 single crochet. At the end of the round, join with a slip stitch in the next stitch and fasten off over here, leaving a long tail. We will be using this tail to sew the hands, so make sure the tail is long enough. And then you can put the magic circle tail on the inside of our project, and also you can stuff it lightly with polyester fiber fill. Since I'm using worsted weight yarn, we do not need to stuff it here, but if you're using a bigger yarn, you would need to add some polyester fiber fill. For other hands, make sure to crochet 2 hands. Now let us crochet the legs. I'm using a brown yarn over here. This is the same color as that of the chocolate milk in the hot chocolate pattern. So now I will start my round 1 by doing a magic circle and 8 single crochet inside the ring. You can do the alternate start as well. Once when you complete 8 single crochet, pull the tail to close the opening and join with a slip stitch on top of the first stitch. Now for round 2, I'll be working in the back loops only, and I'll start my pattern by doing a chain 1. This chain 1 does not count as a stitch. So here I will do 1 single crochet in the next stitch in the back loop only, followed by a single crochet decrease in the next stitch in the back loop only, followed by a single crochet in the next stitch. So I'll be repeating this pattern one more time over here. That is 1 single crochet in the back loop only, followed by a single crochet 2 together or a decrease in the next stitch, followed by 1 single crochet in the next stitch. So for round 3, I'll be using another color yarn over here. So I'll be changing the color in the last stitch of the round. So to change the color when I'm doing the last stitch, all I'll do is I'll start the single crochet like how I would normally do, using the same color yarn over here. That is, I'll insert my hook in the back loop only of the next stitch, yarn over, bring a loop. So now I have 2 loops on the hook. So instead of finishing this single crochet with this color yarn, I'm going to take my next color yarn, so which is white here. I will hold it behind my project like this, and I will yarn over the white yarn and I will pull through both the loops on the hook. And then once when I do that, I'll grab the tail and the brown yarn and I'm going to pull it tight, and I will put a knot over here using the tail and the brown yarn. You can fasten off the brown yarn. So here we have changed our yarn color as well. So now let's get started working on round 3. So for round 3, I'll be working on both the loops. Make sure to skip that chain 1 and then you can begin working on the pattern. So the pattern for round 3 is 1 single crochet all the way around. Now let's work on the last round for our leg, which is round 4. The pattern for this round is also 1 single crochet all the way around. After completing round 4, join with a slip stitch in the next stitch and fasten off over here, leaving a long tail. We'll be using this tail to sew the leg, so make sure the tail is long enough. Then we can put all these tails on the inside of our project, and if you have any more space, you can stuff it lightly with polyester fiber fill. This is the completed leg. Make sure to crochet 1 more leg. So here we have all the pieces. We have the marshmallow, 2 legs and 2 hands. Now let us assemble it. The first step is to sew the leg on the marshmallow. So I'm going to take the leg, thread the yarn tail in a yarn needle, and I will be positioning this leg at the bottom of our marshmallow over here to the side of our eye, and I will be sewing it in place like this. I will be sewing it in round 4 and 5 of the marshmallow. And now I will weave in the tail. In the same manner, I will attach the other leg on the other side over here, and I will meet you once when I sew this in place. The next step of the assembly is to attach the hands on either side of our marshmallow like this. And I will attach the other hand on the other side as well. I will meet you once when I attach both the hands. Here is the completed marshmallow after attaching the hands and weaving in all the tails. And this is the one made by using Bernard blanket yarn. I hope you enjoy crocheting this along with me. Please show your support by subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching.